We was like brothers.
There may have been a time when Damien had your back.
No friends in the industry.
But that's not what he's doing now.
My brothers been my brothers, man. They no killing me a fact. I had to draw the line.
I'm just getting started, little brother.
I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies.
I'm coming for it all.
He's not gonna stop.
Then you make him.
The one and only Adonis Creed, you're the best pound for pound fighter in the world.
No friends in the industry. I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies. A fact. Let us start a beat, don't wanna keep it rap. Yeah, you hit us up and now we owe you something back.
Don't let him destroy everything you've built.
Yeah, I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies. My brothers and my enemies. My brothers and my enemies.
You out there boxing. I need you to start fighting.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Snack Bites, our shorter segment where we talk about the coolest movies we just watched, the coolest shows we just watched, and anime, and whatever else we want to talk about. I'm your host, Ryan Hernia.
And I'm your other host, Brady.
Brady, we just walked out of, probably the best movie we've both seen this year. It's March?
It is March. You are, in fact, right about that.
Right, so 3 months in, and this is the best movie we've seen.
Yeah, man. I would say, hands down, I think I told you on our ferry ride home, it is my favorite movie of 2023, and I think it properly earned that title, fair and square.
Bro, this movie had drama, action, betrayal, childhood, loss, death, acceptance. You just bah.
Yeah, I think some people could say this movie is a knockout. That was a good one.
That was good. They probably want to know what movie we're talking about.
All right. I know you guys really want to know what movie we're talking about.
It was Creed 3, baby!
Well, I was kind of working up to that, but Ryan was so excited to. Ryan was very excited to get that out of his system. He's been holding that in since the ferry ride home.
Bro, I almost fought someone in the men's bathroom. I'm like, yo! Why your cock look like that?
That's just how it is, man. You just gotta accept that everybody's cock isn't just like yours. All cock are built.
Bring me your cock!
Okay. You know what? That's crazy. That's actually a quote from the movie. That's in the final fight with Creed and Dame. That's the final fight. He said, "Bring me your cock."
I'm doing the cock was like boxing back. Bah.
No,
dude,
but
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
so good.
Definitely on a serious note, like we just got out of the theaters to watch this. We watched in IMAX. You gotta watch in IMAX.
It's like $350 more, but it's totally worth it.
But it was amazing. I literally walked out speechless. Like it was, like we said, the top movie this year for us personally.
Yes.
And it was phenomenal.
Believe it or not, better than Cocaine Bear, if you can believe that.
Then I honestly can't believe that. But now I do believe it since I went to go see it.
We talked behind the scenes. We're actually going to do the first 5 or so minutes spoiler free, if that's okay with you guys. And after that, we're just going to kind of talk more freely about it.
Yeah, definitely for those people who just want to tune in and say, oh, what's these guys? What's their thoughts about this new Creed fighting movie? And then for the other half of people who really want to hear about our hot takes about this movie, that second half is definitely for you.
Speaking of hot takes, can we just take 1 second? Just one minute second. Yo, 1 second for Brady's fire new haircut. Show it up, baby girl.
Oh, stop it, senpai.
I'm a quirky girl.
Remember from Dodgeball how that girl got eliminated? She's like,
You know what else was very hot and fire and sexy?
I don't know, but I feel like you're gonna tell me.
The two lead casts. The two lead actors in this movie, Creed 3.
Yo, I've been talking about Michael B. Jordan. I think like 3 or 4 podcast episodes ago. I was like, yo, like that man is a beautiful chocolate snack, and he is a man from my heart.
I think I could agree with that 100%. Definitely see him in this movie. And like in the movie, he's retired. He's 3 years retired from boxing after his world championship win. He looks amazing. 3 years retired. I mean, obviously, man's got to do what he's got to do to keep in shape. But a sexy god in the movie. Absolutely phenomenal. And he wasn't the only sexy one in there.
Oh yeah, the trainer. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, the trainer, the 6-year-old trainer.
But Brady, the last 2 episodes of Snack Bites, I've talked about how I felt about the movie first. Let's start with you. I want to know your thoughts.
You want to change up the tempo.
Was what you liked and maybe what you changed or what you didn't like? What did you think about Creed 3, brother?
So I'm gonna tell you what I thought about Creed 3. Are you ready for this? It's some hot takes. No one else is gonna think this in the entire world.
My biscuit is ready for you to butter it.
Creed 3 is a nearly perfect movie.
Zam! Put that in your algorithm.
I will 100% with confidence that Creed 3 is one of the best movies coming out in the next 5 to 10 years, honestly. I think it's going to take a lot of great acting, great cinematography, great story to top this movie. This movie is absolutely mind-blowing. Just not only how it looked, it was beautiful. We watched in IMAX, so the colors really popped. The cinematography was amazing.
The angles and stuff.
The angles,
Yeah.
the lighting, how they portrayed the characters in such arrays to like... it's a good movie when you don't need dialogue to show what a character's going through. That's what Creed 3 did, is it really showed, like, this is what the character's struggling with just by visual stuff. There's one visual thing where, like, whenever Creed would walk through a certain alley or get a certain memory, it would flash back to him, and then the camera would kind of zoom in slightly, and it would
certain things.
Yeah, it would really tone down the movie. Like
or when he's driving, you can see he's visually frustrated with like his success, but he still was upset about something.
Yes,
with the big billboards and stuff.
Yeah, and like just not only that, but like that kind of goes hand in hand with the storytelling.
Right. It's a good rule of thumb for writing is always show, don't tell. That's why you don't want to info dump or dialogue dump people, because you don't want to bore someone with a great story.
Yeah, I was kind of like scared. So to obviously keep it away from spoilers, something happens in their past, and they bring it up at the beginning of the movie, and you get a small glimpse throughout the movie. 100%. They didn't give us all the information at first, and then I was like, I really want to know. So I think that what makes it amazing, because we were on the edge of our seats waiting for like, when is this gonna conclude? When's this like backflash?
How dare they blue ball you, my friends?
Yeah,
being blue balled by Creed 3.
Yeah, you were blue balled too. We were all blue balled.
Bro, but my balls are heavy with excitement.
And I would say just the cherry on the cake is the actings from the 2 lead actors, Michael B. Jordan and
Jonathan Majors, right?
Jonathan Majors.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors actually killed their role in this movie. And they were too phenomenal. Yeah. I want to know, what did you think about their connection on screen? Because when they played kind of brothers type characters, go hand in hand, I personally thought their connection on screen was amazing.
I think it helps that they're both raised in a space of kind of like almost like the tail beginnings of pop culture and anime, how they kind of took form in America. I know that for a fact that both of them really enjoy One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Naruto. So that helped a lot with their with the vibe, you know. With they both agree that like it should look a certain way. I feel like their on-screen chemistry, I think, was really good. You can tell that he was incredibly cocky. Just his eyes, he was like, no matter what he was facing, his eyes really said a lot.
Yeah, and I think that really speaks volumes on the characters, because it feels like a really good movie when you look at the characters like, oh, they're actually really related, or they're actually brother and sister, or they're actually daughter and son, or something like that. But
so you're saying you felt the connection? I
felt the connection. It was really, because there's some movies out there where you watch and it's like, I can't really see the relationship between these 2 actors. You know, to some people, they just look like actors.
They could disconnect.
In some movies, the disconnect's very there. But I think in this movie, the connect was there.
Yeah, I agree. So just to echo what Brady said, basically, I loved it as well. I watched the first 2 as well. I've like slightly kept up with the storyline throughout Rocky and the Creed story back in the 80s. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Everything great. So like you said, cinematography, angles, lightings, acting, story. It was like all there. Like I said earlier, there was like loss, action, battling, acceptance, I guess it wasn't. I guess it was missing the comedy aspect, but like you don't go to Creed 3 to get a good
You don't
belly
go
laugh.
to a fighting movie for comedy.
Right. I want to point out two things. Two things that I noticed. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, whoever. Okay, so thing number one about this movie was the outfit set designers.
Oh, amazing!
Everyone.
They were dripped out of their
yeah,
mind.
Every character looked super good. Not just Creed, but like the trainer.
Everybody. And you
Even
know
the
what?
school teacher. There's a school teacher who looked dripped out. And I was like, yo, like, where are these guys living?
Yeah, and I think like they were really they paid a lot of attention to like what's actually going on in the story and not just dressing them just to dress. Like when Creed's brother comes out of jail, he's kind of just dressed in these raggedy clothes, and until he actually starts gaining money through certain events, he actually starts to dress better and better throughout the movie.
Right, and also like even when he was bumming it, he still looked kind of fire. Like he had like a kind of raggedy jean jacket on.
It's cool because they actually like acknowledge that. Like there was this one thing where they got all invited to like a fancy dinner, and then
They all look fire.
Yeah, they all look fire, and he's like, "Oh, Creed, you look very nice." And he's like, "Oh, so do you?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just a sweater I had." And so he even said in the movie, he's like, "I don't have much, but I'm gonna try to dress as best as I can."
Exactly, and halfway, not even halfway through, like right in the beginning. Creed walked out with like kind of like a blazer and like a coat underneath it,
So lit.
with like a matching like
It was
olive
so
look.
fire.
Right, and I pointed out, and I was like, yeah, that's a really interesting look. It looks great. And the second thing I want to point out about this movie that I thought was really good. I've always been like a visual kind of creative type. More recently, I've been opening my ears up to to music, to the soundtracks, to movie soundtracks. I absolutely love the soundtrack for this one. It was a great mix of like the classic boxing montages,
Yeah,
and then also like new hip hop age. Very strong mix.
Yeah, I think they did a great job just combining the two mediums of, that classic Rocky hip hop, not so much hip hop, but that classic Rocky, more like tuned to it. It really shows that like that juggernaut feature, and combining it with this new modern age of hip hop to
Right.
really connect it to the stories.
Yeah, and I said like towards middle / end of the movie, I was like, yo, like I really like the soundtrack. Like it's hitting, it's bumping, it's good. It's
I think
good.
the music honestly pops off the most at the end because they get really experimental. I think the composer for Creed 3 got really experimental toward the end. We'll talk about it in the second half of the podcast where we dive into spoilers. But at the last fight scene, they kind of incorporated this hip hop jazz or this hip hop kind of tune to a more native culture kind of chants to the movie.
No, I agree, and it was a like a fantastic fusion of like I don't know, just like eargasms, and that's not a great like way to describe it. But
My ears were
great.
gasming.
Yeah, I saw it, dude.
They
Like,
100%. I had to run to the bathroom to get wipes.
your balls were blue, but your ears were
gasming.
eating.
They were eating.
Yeah.
They were eating this movie up. So obviously, if you guys didn't catch the drift, we love this movie.
Right.
What's crazy because I think the past. You show them. You show them. See that 5-hit combo. I don't think you know what 5-hit combo is.
That was almost 5. I went really fast.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't see it. But obviously, if you guys didn't catch on, me and Ryan love this. Kind of weird because the past 3 snack bites, we both came in saying, "Oh, this is the best movie ever."
Ant-Man was a little more lukewarm, but it was good.
Yeah.
So we both given our opinions, and we both love it. If you haven't seen it, literally go see it. But you know what that is. You know what that is.
You guys better get out of here. If you guys don't get out here, you guys are going to catch yourself in a spoiler storm.
Baby, get your life jackets on. We're about to get spoiler. We're about to drown in some spoilers.
All right, so like if you guys didn't catch the drift, if you guys don't want to get spoiled for Creed 3, then you got 3 seconds
on outta
exactly.
here.
You got 3 Creeds to get out of here.
1
Creed, 2
Creeds,
Creeds, and
and
3
3.
Creeds. Get out of here. Now we're talking about spoilers.
Yep. All right. So Like about 2 weeks ago, Michael B. Jordan tweeted that if you're an anime fan, you're about to eat. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you're really about to eat. And my belly is full.
Yeah, I think we ate, definitely as anime fans and anime experts, definitely. We were eating good. We were eating that Thanksgiving turkey. I'm not sure.
I was like, pass the gravy, baby girl.
I'm not sure how much. Oh, here's your gravy. Yep, enjoy that gravy, man. I'm not sure if you caught all of them, but I think I caught a lot of the anime references.
I caught like probably four, roughly. No, five.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and hit me with you start off, brother. You start off.
I'll hit you with one. You hit me with one. We'll go back and
Sure,
forth.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
whoever can't say one
So
loses.
no.
You're a loser.
Are you
Are you scared of a challenge?
You want to bite of my croissant, Jimmy's mom?
All right, let's get to it.
No. Like obviously, like we talked about like a couple times, but just to reiterate, Michael B. Jordan is like a big anime fan. He loves Naruto,
Huge.
and then Jonathan? His latest photo shoot was heavily inspired by One Piece. And so they're big fans, and so they said that this is gonna be an anime heavy reference movie, and now we're both very excited.
Okay. First one I have in the flashback, very first flashback in Creed's room, he has a Lupin the Third poster right next to a Gundam figurine.
Gundam.
Gundam. That was in the very first scene of the very first
He had two Gundam posters, and he also had a Naruto poster.
Naruto poster in the back.
didn't see it?
I saw it looked like a Naruto sticker.
Yeah, he had a poster.
Oh, that's lit. Okay. Was that yours, or you want to say one more? Okay,
no,
go.
In the beginning fight, it starts off with his last match. He's like, after this match, I'm gonna retire. So he kind of did not like a classic anime trope, but kind of like a slow motion, like kind of like visual where like they're in the middle of a fight, and he says, "Oh, like it kind of time slows down, and the anime character has time to like kind of think about the next move." Creed kind of did that. So he was like going in for some jabs and stuff. He was kind of taking a lot of hits, but he was studying his opponent and he was waiting for a good time to strike. And so he went he kind of did like a slow motion punch from the side and went really fast. Slow motion punch from the other side, and basically what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's sort of like when a character moves so fast that like the other person he's fighting like kind of takes a bunch of hits and then falls. It's a little bit what happens.
It kind of like
felt like in anime fights.
When that scene happened in my head, I was kind of thinking about, you know how like when in anime when it slows down, the main character kind of thinks about like, oh, my character's weak points is this, and this. And he was kind of, it was the glasses getting tilt up kind of thing, anime trope. So that's what I was kind of thinking about. He was analyzing the character and slowing down time.
Right.
And then executing on what he examined.
Exactly. 100%. Like he says it like four times throughout the movie. Like, it's not all about power. It's about control and discipline. And focusing, and that's what he displayed. That's how he won his last fight. It wasn't just like the hardest hit to the face ever. It was like knowing if he throws it this way, what's gonna be exposed, like his body to the right. And so that was really cool.
Yeah. I got one. I got another one for you.
Go for it,
brother man. In the very beginning, it kind of fast forward to the present day, and Michael B. Jordan Creed is kind of laying down. His daughter wakes him up to go play tea time. He's wearing this goofy frog outfit. I think that's a reference to Naruto's little frog wallet, or that episode when Jiraiya was wearing a frog suit.
Right.
I think that's 100% a reference to one of those two things in Naruto.
That definitely
and
could be.
He loves Naruto, so it has to be.
Right.
Because why would he just dress himself up like a frog?
Right, and also Jiraiya, when he dressed up those Rain Ninja, Hidden. Yeah, no, it was the Rain Ninja.
Okay.
The village in the rain. When he was training those kids, like, he was wearing the frog outfit, like you said.
Yes.
Like, in a way, he's kind of spending time with the next generation as well. You know what I mean?
The next
because
generation.
It's pretty obvious that, like, if they do make a Creed 4, it's probably going to be like a time jump where his daughter is now a fighter.
That's a huge plot in the movie where the daughter is kind of she has this like built up frustration. She doesn't know how to get rid of it.
Right.
And that's kind of the whole character arc throughout the movie is Creed doesn't know how to personally get rid of some of his built up trauma throughout the past. And he wants to just bury it down. He doesn't want to talk about it. And that's kind of the climax of the movie is he just learns to deal with it and learns to get over trauma. And that's like where we start to see the growth in the character.
100%, yeah. they definitely had a few like a B plot and a C plot with like daughter and like the mom. There were other plots going on that kind of like were putting to rest the old story and like kind of starting up like another story after this one. But do you have another? Wait, that was your anime reference, right?
Yep.
Ready for mine?
Yeah, let's hear it.
The Dempsey Roll. Am I saying that right? The Dempsey Roll. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't actually.
So back in like 2013 or 14, Hajime no Ippo, the boxing anime, it broke the internet with a really crazy fight. It's called the Dempsey Roll, and basically the character learns like a technique from like an old boxer back in like the 80s from like in America.
Okay.
And so Damien used the Dempsey roll like 3 times in the final fight. It's like when you do this, and you can kind of roll around like this. You kind of roll like this. I probably look really dumb right now, but it's if you look up Hajime no Ippo Dempsey roll, and he rolls so fucking fast that like the character, the guy he's fighting, doesn't know where the next punch is gonna come from.
That's
it's
crazy.
Really sick.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I saw him do that. I was like, oh, that's the Dempsey roll.
What fight was that in? Was
last
that?
fight,
Oh,
yeah.
that was in the very last fight.
Yeah, he does like 3 times.
That's awesome.
Like,
I think
he
the
just, like,
last
spins
fight
really
had the
fast.
most anime references.
Oh, 100%.
Obviously, here's a good one. In one of the blows in the last fight, Damien kind of punched Creed in the gut, and it kind of showed him puking up blood.
Yeah.
And that's obviously a huge trope in all shonen.
Right.
But in my
mainly-
mind, I think it's when Android 17 kind of gut punched Vegeta. And you kind of see the punch go through his back, because in this movie it kind of shows like the sweat off his back like coming out. In Dragon Ball Z, when
so
Android
sick.
17 punched Vegeta,
sick.
you see her fist go all the way through.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was a huge reference. It's definitely the spitting up blood when you're getting punched in the gut is
Right.
definitely a huge one.
And it was such an impactful hit that he went down for almost a 10 count. It was a great hit. It's in a lot of Dragon Ball fights for sure.
It's definitely overused in a lot of Dragon Ball fights and just shonen entirely.
Right, and then the biggest reference would be
You tell them, man.
stop.
Stop that.
So one of a big staple in Dragon Ball fights is that they will just punch each other at the same time.
Yeah.
So you'll see like Vegeta and Goku do it. You'll see like Gohan and Goten do it. Or sorry, Goten and Trunks do it. You'll see like it's mostly Goku and Frieza, I believe.
Yes.
Even though their reach shouldn't be the same reach. Like Frieza's like 4 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they in the last fight, Dame and Creed, they punch at the same time, and it's like 1000%
A reference. 100%. I think the best where they both get punched in the face at the same time is in the Majin Buu saga of Dragon Ball Z, when Vegeta had the curse on him. My brain stopped.
The Majin symbol?
Yeah, the Majin symbol. He was kind of fighting Goku, and that's one of the first scenes where you see both of their fists like hits their face, and they kind of like pull towards each other with their face.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of the biggest things with it.
For sure.
I would say
if you're well versed in anime, you will 100% find even more to love about this film.
yeah, and not even like I think. Here's a crazy one. I was actually thinking about it. I want you. The last thing I know this for a fact. Michael B. Jordan came out with it. For a fact, there was a part of the last fight scene where the crowd went away and the stadium got kind of gray, and
That
it was
was
just
amazing.
It was just
It was so
one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and then flashbacks of their younger selves kind of getting ready to fight. Do you know what that was a reference to?
Yeah, 100%.
Tell me.
It was Naruto.
It was 100% Naruto.
It was Kakashi versus Obito. But I will say, I wish they drove. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that next.
Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say.
said it.
Oh no!
Oh, you. What was that? You're such a quirky girl. Yeah, but I thought, don't talk. Stop giggling. Stop going. Hee hee.
We watch Creed.
Say your hot take, motherfucker.
I noticed that. Mm-hmm. By the way, Kakashi vs Obito is one of the best fights I would say in the last like 20, 15 years.
Yeah,
like 15 years.
Very good.
I wish they drove home a little bit more. about the flashbacks.
I did too. I wish they never showed them fighting as kids.
It would have been so cool to see them training with each other, because in the flashback of Kakashi and Boruto,
Obito. His name's Obito.
yeah, they were kids sparring and practicing, and then they would flashback to them being adults, and they're like, one's a dick now.
Yeah,
It would have been a perfect.
because in the movie it kind of just showed them in the corner getting ready to fight, and it really just drove home like their older self fighting. Maybe that was a metaphor for something. Maybe because like as kids they never fought, like even in the movie.
Maybe.
Maybe it was a huge metaphor. Like maybe there were on times where they're at different sides of the ring, but they never actually fought, and then that's why you would only see their adult selves fighting.
Yeah, but it would have been really cool if they not directly emulated that fight, but
Maybe something about like
showed a few more flashbacks of their younger self.
Here's a huge thing. They did
Your
not
cock?
include. Yes, my cock. But another huge thing.
Oh, okay. What are you gonna say after that?
Another huge thing is in the beginning of the movie, it shows Dame taking Creed to this underground fighting match where they really, earn their standings as boxers. And in the first round, when Dame is like beating up his opponent, he looks over to Creed and he's like, "Watch me," and he knocks him out immediately. And then later on, in one of Creed's last fight, he was like analyzing his opponent, and then his coach was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He's like, "Watch me." He knocks out his opponent. So I thought for a fact in the last fight, one of them was gonna say, "Watch me." Like they didn't do that. What's like that's such a like huge thing.
Right. So I guess if I had to put what time are we at?
We're at 25 minutes.
So you're right. That's incredible that you caught on to that. I actually didn't notice that. I mean, I heard him say "watch me" I think one time, but I didn't put together that was kind of his thing.
I think that would be the perfect time when they both said, or when they both did the double punch to the face, if they both said "watch me," because then they would be for two when they both said "watch me."
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they would like.
Look at you over here analyzing this like a professional.
Dame said at the beginning when they were kids, then Creed said it in his very last professional fight. So if they both said it to each other, because the cool thing during this movie is they were talking mad shit to each other the whole
and Creed
time.
too. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, Creed, chill, my guy. What the heck?"
But that would have been such a great opportunity. But besides that, it was still amazing. That was just something I personally wanted.
I want to touch. I know we're pushing a half hour, but there's one thing I wanted to touch on.
Go for it, brother.
We both cried in this
Ah,
movie.
shit! Why didn't you tell them? I don't cry. I'm a manly man.
I only cry tears from my eyes.
Okay. Do you want to explain the scene, or do you want me to explain?
Yeah,
the
I'll
scene?
paint the picture. So imagine like a really dark theater, and two grown adult men go see a Creed movie together, and there is a scene, where Creed's mom is dying, and I start crying, and I look over to Brady, and he's crying.
Yeah.
What did you think of that scene?
So basically, to break down the scene is they were alluding at the mom dying the whole movie.
Red
It's
death flags.
Death flags
here,
everywhere.
death flags
Me and Ryan
there.
looked to each other. We're like, those dirty ass motherfuckers. They're gonna pull a fast one on us.
They're gonna motherfuck us in the theater.
Yeah, so basically, the scene plays out is a traumatic event happens to Creed with Damien, and then he gets a random call from his mom, who's actually his wife calling from the mother's phone saying, "Hey, you need to get here. We don't have much long."
And that's kind of like the first red flag, because like your mom called you, but it's like someone else. You should know, like
100%. That's when your heart drops.
That-
That's when your heart drops. But anyway, so the mother is dying, and it was alluding to, and then there was this part where basically in Creed's back pass, in his past, his terrible father would like beat him and not treat him very well, and that's what made Creed the man he is today, kind of. And in this part, she was dying. Don't mean to interrupt you. In the part when she was dying, she was thinking, because she was delusional, she was thinking that she was talking to Creed's dad, aka her husband, saying like,
such a crazy scene.
saying like, your son is the reason why I forgave you and stuff like that. And he's like, in his head, he's like, I think it's like she forgave him, but Creed never forgave his father. And in that scene, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do things differently now.
Right, and I think, oh man, look, that part was so heavy because she had a stroke and her organs began to fail, and so while Creed like sat there like saying goodbye to her, I think at first she knew it was Creed, like,
Then she
like
started.
him.
Then she started going out.
And then in her brain, it like flipped on that it's actually Creed's father. She started talking to him. Or maybe someone else can interpret it this way, that maybe she was already kind of stepping into the light, and she was actually talking to
Could have
the
been.
father in maybe heaven or something.
I think it could have definitely been both, because it could definitely be like Creed's father
Right.
kind of looks like him.
Well,
So-
I'm sure.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it could 100% be both, but I think it
Right.
was so tremendous. Like just seeing her go like that and seeing him like, having that change of heart, just like, oh
Right.
wow, if
And-
she could forgive someone being like that, and what makes it even worse is the scene right before she dies. Creed was yelling at her, like going off at her because she was
right.
holding Damien's letter. Damien would write Creed letters from prison, and she was holding that
he
away.
felt betrayed because
Yes.
he said Dame now feels like I betrayed him because I never wrote him back or anything. Which I
Yes.
mean, like, granted, that could have been gone about a different way. Points to both of them, but like, he yelled at her a lot.
Yeah, but I think the biggest take point from this movie is at the very end. The two brothers kind of talk to each other and like, hey, it's not your fault. And the other brother say, hey, it's not your fault. It's no one's fault. That's just how the cards are played. And that's what the mother was trying to convey to him the whole time. Like, just because you ran away when Dame
You were a
got...
kid.
You were a kid.
Right.
You didn't know better. You ran away when you were a kid, and that's just how the cards folded.
It's sort of like when I had a huge house party, and when shit hit the fan, you ran away real quick, and you were the first person I noticed who left.
Yeah, I wasn't staying around there. I got stuff to live for.
Yeah,
I'm not getting arrested for that.
You're a little baby.
Damn right I am. Baby who makes money.
Come on, brother.
All right. I think we do, sadly. We do have to wrap up.
So, plugging this bad boy into the snack bar, I'm going to give this a crisp 9.4 snacks out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it hits all the marks. Action, drama, betrayal, acceptance, moving forward, etc., etc. And on top of that, music and wardrobe, phenomenal for the whole cast. What do you think, brother? What's your rating, brother?
Hey, you dirty ass motherfucker. Just to top you, 9.5 out of 10. I think it is
Snacks, right?
100%. 9.5 snacks out of 10 snacks.
Right, that's our thing.
Yeah, that's our thing. But I 100% think it's like a top tier movie. It's going to take a lot for someone to outdo this movie. But like I said, the story, the dynamics between characters, the development of the cinematography throughout the movie, how they portrayed the characters. This is a top tier movie, and this is something you guys don't want to miss. So if you haven't seen Creed 3 yet, go watch that motherfucker. We probably didn't do much about explaining the plot. What will
And
help?
that's okay. If you saw it, you saw it.
It'll help you guys out now, because now you know a little taste of it, and you guys will probably say, "Oh, I was still shocked by this one part when Creed got his ass beat on the beach with a bunch of drunks."
Right. I mean, if they watched this much, they probably watched it. So go ahead and put your big boy pants on, get your boxing gloves out, get a big old thing of popcorn, and go have a good time this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, we got Ryan H. Hernia.
Weighing in at 159 pounds, his hair is home to lots of critters and fuzzy animals. It's Brady Marie McDonald! All right, bye. Bye. So my uncle used to actually pour coffee reverse down his asshole. He said he got more energy that way. Oh yeah, mama. You can really taste the slave labor in that last sip.